Hello folks, it is Sunday evening, and as I've not filmed a huge amount this week, I thought it would be really nice to get a little cozy and have a little chat. I thought it would be really nice, now that I've done a few of these studio vlogs, to just chat to you a bit more about me and about how my business started. 1. I grew up in the West Country of England. 2. I went to drama school to train to become a professional actor, and I still do that alongside my business. 3. I live in South London with my partner and my cat Heidi. Isn't she cute? 4. My favourite musician is Taylor Swift. 5. I have a strange obsession with tiny houses. I love the idea of living in one, but in reality I know that I have far too much stuff. 6. I studied for 3 years at Cambridge University, where I got a degree in education, English and drama, and I also just did a lot of plays. 7. My favourite food is anything cheesy, like a good cheesy pasta bake. Delicious. I'm actually going on holiday to Italy next week, so I'm just going to eat pasta to my heart's content. I can't wait. 8. I've kept a journal since 2016. That was when I started my first bullet journal. I set up my Instagram page in 2018, I think, but it didn't become my full-time business until towards the end of 2020. 9. My favourite hobby, other than performing and painting and everything that I do for my career, at the moment is crochet. I love knitting as well, but find crochet a bit quicker. So I'm currently making a big picnic blanket. It's coming along nicely, but yeah, I'm really enjoying learning that. 10. I also love reading. My favourite book that I've ever read, I think, is probably A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. It is very sad, but very beautifully written about the treatment of women in Afghanistan, but it's also about sisterhood and women supporting each other. It's just truly beautiful. I also really recommend a book called Stoner by John Williams. I read it a few years ago and I totally devoured it, and then I gave it to my boyfriend for Christmas maybe 3 years ago, and it's now his favourite book too. So let's chat a little bit about how Good Looking Journal started. So I mentioned earlier that I started a bullet journal in 2016. Initially it was a very private thing that I did just for myself. I never really showed anyone, and it was a form of therapy. It was a place where I could outpour my feelings, where I could just stay really organised. I would do things like track my meals, keep my calendar in there, write how my day had been, all that sort of stuff that you would see in a conventional diary, and there was very little illustration or artwork in there. I used one black pen, one orange highlighter, and that was it. Very minimalistic, very simple, very functional. And then as I started to feel more creatively inspired, my journal became more colourful. I started using more scrapbooking techniques. I learned calligraphy. And then I set up my Instagram to motivate myself and also to share my journal with other people. I had found a lot of people would catch glimpses of my journal in real life and would ask me if they could have a look. And with such deeply personal stuff in it, I was always hesitant to just hand the journal over. But with an Instagram page, I had much more control over what I could share with people. So that was how it originally started. And I've soon picked up a little small following on there, and I realised that I really wanted to make my own stickers. So I started making stickers and got a few sales trickling in here and there, but at this point it was just a hobby and it was for pocket money, and I didn't think it was going to really take off. Then we went into the pandemic, and during the pandemic my boyfriend actually convinced me to list one of my prints on an Etsy shop. It was a print based on the artist Scott Hutchinson, who is the lead singer of Frightened Rabbit. This is the print I'm talking about. And I had originally designed this just for my boyfriend for his bedroom, but he really felt that other fans of Frightened Rabbit would really like the print and would happily pay money for it. I didn't really want to dive head first into this plan straight away. I was super hesitant, but with a lot of time on my hands during lockdown, because I was furloughed from the job I was doing before, I decided to give it a go. And now I've sold over 200 copies of that print alone. And that really gave me the confidence to leave my day job back then and make a go of Good Looking Journal full time. So now I've got the journaling supplies. I've actually got some washi tapes that I've designed arriving any day now. I've still got the stickers, but I've also got the art prints as well, which I sell alongside all of these things. So it's been my full-time job now for just over a year. And I absolutely love the freedom I've got to work from home, to work my own hours, to pour my passion into something that brings some money in. And I'm really excited to see where it goes from here. The biggest lesson that I've learned so far on my business journey is that patience is key. I've found it very frustrating that my social media has grown really slowly. I have found it difficult to see other people that are setting up similar businesses to me absolutely skyrocket overnight, and mine's not been that. Mine's been a real slow burner, but it's been steady, and for that I'm really grateful, and hard work is paying off. So definitely I've learned that being patient, and being patient is so important, and the more that you put into it, the more that you'll get out. 1. My Cricut Maker. Now this is what I use to make all of my stickers, and it's super amazing. It basically has a little laser that detects the edges of your designs and cuts them out for you. You can change the settings so it can cut straight through the paper, or it can cut them out as little stickers. And I really wouldn't have started my business without this machine. 2. My printer. I use the Epson EcoTank 2720. I hope that's right. I'll check later. But it's absolutely brilliant. You basically buy the inks in bottles and pour them in, so it lasts a super long time, way better than anything with a cartridge, and it produces really vibrant and beautiful prints. 3. Brush pens. Now I use these loads because I use them in my journal, but I also use them for gift tags for my gift wrapping. 4. Washi tape. I have so much washi tape. I also use this for wrapping, but of course I use it in my journals, and I absolutely love it. It's the first product that I've designed that I am getting made out of my home studio, as in someone else is making it at a manufacturer's, and I'm so excited to see my own designs in washi tape form. So yeah, it's going to be really cool to be able to use my own washi tape that I've created on my packaging in the future. 5. My Wacom drawing tablet. Now this is a relatively new purchase. I bought it about 3 months ago. Prior to that, I had been using the iPad and Procreate, but I found something about the texture of the pencil on the screen just really didn't gel with me, and I was never creating work that I was proud of, especially compared to stuff that I was doing by hand on a traditional sketchbook with a normal pencil or pen. So I decided to make a change, and I invested in this drawing tablet. I think it was about £500. Again, I will check and I will edit down here if I'm wrong. And it's absolutely brilliant. It syncs up with your laptop, so you have to have a power outlet for it, and you have to connect it with an HDMI and a USB connector or something to your laptop, and it basically acts as a second screen. But that means that you can move your Photoshop app or Illustrator or whatever you use on the computer over to the Wacom. You can use the little pen and you can draw directly onto the screen. The texture of it feels so much better to me, and I also always used Photoshop anyway to assemble all my artwork at the end. So yep, absolutely couldn't live without this. This is my favourite item that I've bought this year, and I really recommend it. Alongside my business, I do a few other things. So I also work as a freelance graphic designer. This is something that I am trying to build upon. I have done a few little freelance jobs this year. My favourite has probably been designing a biscuit border for some menus for an afternoon tea, which I really enjoyed. But I've done a few other things. I've worked with an incredible woman called Daniela, who runs a mindfulness business that encourages people to use mindfulness in their writing journeys. So I've created a few products with her, and I'm currently designing a new logo for a brand new hair towel product. So that's going to be really cool, and that's something that I'm continuing to work on. I've also done a few wedding invitations and things like that. So that brings a bit of money in. Also, alongside my business, I work part-time as an art teacher for a kids club. It's a job I started about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago now. And I really enjoy it. It's really lovely to interact with kids. I really enjoy teaching them. And yeah, I just do that for a few hours a week, but it's a really lovely thing to do to complement my business as well. I mentioned earlier too that I also trained as an actor, so I am also putting on plays all the time. I have founded my own theatre company with a really great friend of mine called Tori, and we are currently working on a production of The Brontes, which is a new musical based on the Bronte family. So that's going to be a really cool experience. I also finished doing a one-woman play a couple of months ago that I created with my partner, so that was really cool as well. And as part of being an actor, I'm actually part of what's called a cooperative agency, where I have to work a few hours a week in the office submitting people for acting jobs and stuff as well, so that takes up quite a bit of time too. Probably the highlight of my career so far has been a few months into running my business. I got an order where somebody wanted to order one of my prints, and they lived in Australia, and I just thought it was so freaking cool that something that I was making, that I printed in my little home studio, or at that time I was just working in my living room, that something that I had made was going to travel all the way to Australia and be put up in someone's home. That is still unbelievable to me. I've shipped all over the world now, and I just think it's totally mad. My future plans for the business are to continue to expand the journal related products. That's the first thing I want to continue to do, because I feel like the art prints have sort of sidelined me. And actually, when I first started, my brand is called Good Looking Journal, and I don't have that many journal supplies at the moment. So it starts with the washi tapes, but I'm also revamping all of my old sticker sheets, and I'm going to create some new sticker sheets as well. And then I'd really love to get my own journals made. I've been looking into this. Originally, I wanted to have something of my own printed, so a full journal for people to buy where I've kind of half done the layouts for them and there's room for them to expand on those designs. I still think this is a cool idea, but getting a book printed is really expensive, so it's something I'm kind of keeping in the back of my mind. The other option I'm thinking of is having like a blank journal that I sell, but I sell it as part of a kit that comes with sticker sheets, washi tape, maybe some layout excuse me, maybe some layout designs that I've already made that they can kind of stick in or copy. So these are all kind of whirring in the back of my mind. I'm not 100% sure yet which road to go down. It will partly depend on finances and all of that sort of stuff in a few months' time, but it starts with the washi tape, so I'm excited to launch all of that. The dream for my business one day, I think, would be to have my own little shop. I just think that would be such a lovely lifestyle. Or just to keep growing it as it is. I'm really happy with how it's going so far. If I could make a little bit more money, that would be nice. But for now, it's a really lovely thing to do alongside all my other creative endeavours. So it's working really well for me. I hope that you've enjoyed getting to know me a little bit better. It's been really fun to just chat about my hobby and my business and how it all started. If you have any questions or you want to know anything else, do not hesitate to send me a message or comment in the video. Let me know what you think about anything that I've said today. And I really hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next Monday. Have a lovely week.